Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Game 2 of the War Lodge Invitational here from Sequoia High School. Another Dawson County matchup on tap as the girls just finished. Dawson County getting ready to take on Trinity Prep School. I want to thank you for joining us here on Chiefs TV. I am Chase Schaefer, and joining me in the booth is my counterpart, Will Hogendijk. Will, we're in for a good one here. We just saw the girls. What do we think we can expect from this Dawsonville boys versus Trinity Prep game?
Well, Chase, I think it'll be equally exciting. Both of these teams coming off a rough start to their season. Trinity Prep started 0-3. Dawson County started 0-7. However, Dawson County is coming off a good win, a good overtime win against Gilmer, 67-63. So, will they ride that momentum into this game? It'll be interesting to see how this shapes up.
So Trinity Prep comes out wearing black shorts with black tops, as Dawson County will come out with white shorts and white tops as we're getting ready to get underway here for Game 2 on our second day of coverage from the War Lodge Invitational. Stepping in to take the jump ball for Dawson County will be Lane Perry. He'll go up against Preston Tuggle. The ball will go out of bounds. So Dawson County will be the beneficiary of the possession arrow, and that's where we'll start the game. Ball inbounded to Binkley. Binkley over from the corner, and a three-point shot is sunk by number 10, who is not listed on the Max Preps roster. I'll put my shocked face on for a second. 7:40 left to go, and Dawson County ahead 3-0. Back out to the top of the key, and a travel as Tuggle took a few too many steps. So inbounding the ball for Dawson County will be Mulberry. Binkley will bring the ball up the court for the Tigers. And our first foul of the morning will be on Joseph Gulborn. So he picks up his first. Ball inbounded to Binkley. He finds Reed. Now down in the corner, gets it back out to Reed, who gets it to Binkley, who launches a three-point shot. No good. Rebound, put-back attempt. Swirls in the basket by Mulberry. And Dawson County off to a hot start, 5-0 with a minute gone in the first quarter. Now up top for Tuggle. Tuggle checks up, gets this one back out to Gulborn. Gulborn going to drive in the lane and lays it off the glass and in.
That was a nice screen there by Tuggle to set up the basket.
And a three-point shot again is good. And Dawson County firing on all cylinders out of the gate. 8-2, 6:13 left to go in the first quarter. That ball will be tipped and go out of bounds. Inbound pass and a three-point shot, no good by Stewart. And an inside look swatted away, going up and in, but drawing the foul is Dawson County. So going to the free throw line
We don't know who one of the players on Dawson County.
will be Luke Mulberry.
Number 10.
So Mulberry no good on the first shot. A minute and 10 seconds in, 8-2 your score. With that conversion, it becomes 9-2. So Mulberry makes half those free throws. Stewart carries the ball up the floor for Trinity Prep. Gets it over to Wilson. Wilson's pass is intercepted, and driving the lane and stripped will be Dawson County, still in the paint, and a foul called on Trinity Prep. So Trinity Prep, the only team with fouls, and they're down 9-2. Inbound pass makes its way to Reed. Reed now over to Mulberry. Inside look for Perry. Launching up a three-point shot, and good as Caden Reed, the sophomore guard. And 12-2 in favor of Dawson County.
Dawson County really showing it off, going 100% on three-point field goals in this first quarter.
So a timeout called on the floor. Your score, Dawson County 12, Trinity 2. Will, can you say you expected this coming right out of the gate for Dawson County?
No, I certainly didn't. As I said, 100% on three-point field goals, and we got a name on number 10. That's Trey Hardy. He has 2 of the three-point field goals already.
So Hardy with a big start for the Dawsonville Tigers. It is still very early on. The Dawson County contingent that came for the girls' game still hanging around for the boys' game, and a much more favorable result as their girls lost in a heartbreaker in the opening game of day 2 for the War Lodge Invitational here at Sequoia High School. We've got plenty more basketball action on tap here today, as after this we have 5 more games. And coming up next will be Walton, as they will take on West Forsyth in some varsity girls action. So we come back out of the timeout. And inbounding the ball for Trinity Prep will be Xander Wilson. Wilson gets it into Stewart. Stewart will dish it over to Gilborn, who gets it right back out to Wilson. And Tuggle retreats all the way back out to the logo, gets it over to Gilborn, no good on the three-point shot. And here comes Dawson County corner, three-point attempt is good. And Zach Holtzclaw buries one from the corner to make it 15-2. And Dawson County is all over Trinity Prep with 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the first quarter.
And that was a beautiful setup to that three-point field goal. They were moving very quickly down the field and were able to get that in just a couple seconds, really.
Aggressive defense costs Dawson County as they pick up a foul, as Bruce McDowell going to pick up the foul for Dawson County. Their first of the game, but a 13-point lead for the Tigers. 4:25 left to go. Inside look for Tuggle, who lays it up and in. Reed takes it up the floor for Dawson County, gives it over to Holtzclaw, who's already got a three-point shot here in the first quarter. Driving the lane, and a foul will send Caden Reed to the free throw line. 4 fouls already, and we're 4 minutes in for Trinity Prep. That is not good news. So Reed hits the first. And we have a 12-point lead, 16-4, 4:05 to go in the first quarter. And Reed hits the second, so 17-4, 4:05 left to go in the first. And we have Dawson County giving Trinity.
And the Tigers capitalizing on the scoring drought that Trinity Prep has had and just continuing to add a buffer to their big lead.
Sapp gets it back out to Stewart, who launches a three-point shot that's no good. Binkley takes the ball up for Dawson County. Head fake, now pass inside, and a good inside move by Tristan Talley, and he gets a chance to go to the free throw line. So 5 fouls in the first 4 minutes of the game for Trinity Prep. Not a good start.
No, definitely not. And if they keep it up, they're going to get in the bonus pretty quick, and that's just going to help Dawson County out even more.
One more puts Dawson County in the bonus, as the first free throw is good, and the second is a little bit too strong. So 18-4, your score, a 14-point lead, 4 minutes into the first quarter for Dawson County. Pass makes its way out to Wilson, who's launching a three-pointer. No good is Sapp. Holtzclaw has to come to the rescue. Long two-point shot is no good. Rebound taken by Goulbourne. Goulbourne steps up to the three-point line. Now an inside pass, and Sapp lays it up and in for Trinity Prep. So 18-6 with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Nice little pick and roll by Sapp there.
A beautiful pass by Holtzclaw. And Talley will draw another foul, so immediately after shooting two, he'll go back and shoot two more. And with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Dawson County's in the bonus.
Yeah, and Chase, I think the difference maker in this one so far has been the pace at which these teams are playing. Every time Dawson County gets the ball, their coach is saying, go, 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 and they're moving fast and they're getting shots off quickly, and that's why they've been able to pull out to such a lead.
Offensive rebound by McDowell. McDowell finds Binkley. Binkley gets it back out to Holtzclaw. And a wide open look at a three-point shot is no good as Bearden takes the shot for Dawson County, but here comes Trinity Prep as Wilson leads the troops down the floor. Ball stolen now down to the rim for McDowell. It's swatted away, and a big block by Stewart. And Dawson County channeling an inner hockey team as all five players go to the scoring table. So Dawson County sends in a new line, and they'll make a line change. With 2:16 left to go in the first, 18-6 your score. So take note of all the new bodies for Dawson County out on the floor. Driving to the basket is Goulbourne, and a hard foul. As Dawson County, a little overzealous as Ethan Parker, the sophomore, got a hold of the ball. But he also got a hold of Goulbourne, who sinks the first of two free throws to make it an 18-7 game with 2:14 left to go in the first. And both are good, so it's a 10-point game, 2:12 left to go. Firing up a three-point shot, no good, is Hardy. And driving the lane and getting the three-point opportunity. No, it's a floor foul. As the shot never went in. Goulbourne fires a three-pointer, no good as it's a little bit to the left. And here comes Dawson County. Mulberry leads the troops up the floor. Now back over to Parker. Looking inside is Reed, and Reed finds pay dirt. A minute 50 left to go in the first quarter. 20-8 your score.
And he almost faked out the defender there, acting like he was going to go to the basket, and then he just let up a little floater.
Stewart with the ball, gets it over to Goulbourne. Goulbourne drives in and takes a shot from the paint. He's fouled again, so Goulbourne going to go back to the charity stripe with a minute 31 left to go in the first quarter. Your score, Dawson County 20, Trinity Prep 8. Dawson County already in the bonus, Will. So a very messy first quarter for both teams. Goulbourne sinks the first. 10 fouls in the first quarter so far. 6 of them committed by Trinity Prep, 4 by Dawson County. And the second teases and rolls out. So a minute 30 left to go, 20-9 your score here from the War Lodge. Dawson County on top of Trinity Prep. As the ball rolls out of bounds. Dawson County will retain possession of the basketball. Getting open is Binkley, and he gets it over to Reed. And Reed is able to find Hardy, who launches a three-point shot, no good. Ball down on the floor, and a scramble for the basketball. A foul will be called on Goulbourne. So a minute 12 left to go in the first, and back to the free throw line we go. As Luke Mulberry, the senior forward, steps in. And misses the first. So Goulbourne picks up the basketball, drives in. Nice inside pass, and it's good. Stewart with a chance to make it a three-point play. Count it.
And that's something that we've already seen Goulbourne do a great job of, is being able to set up his teammates. Obviously, he's making shots and drawing fouls on his own, but setting up those teammates when he doesn't have those chances is also a good asset.
Trinity starting to creep back into this one. They have quietly erased a two-digit deficit, and with this basket can make it an 8-point ball game. And it's good, converting on the three-point play. A minute left to go in the first quarter, 20-12. Long three-point shot rattles around and is no good. Ball picked up by Stewart. Stewart going to drive the length of the floor, lays it up and in. And Trinity Prep back in the game, only trailing by 6 points with 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Binkley gives it over to Priest. Priest gives it right back to Binkley. Binkley's got a hole. He drives the lane, and it is swatted away by Stewart. And here comes Goulbourne as he drives the lane and lays it up. Oh, it toilet bowls out. And a jump ball with the possession arrow in favor of Trinity Prep. So 26 seconds left. Shot clock is gone. Inbounding the ball will be Xander Wilson for Trinity Prep. So Lions with a chance to get a shot off here before the end of the quarter as the clock didn't start. And the shot is up, 24 seconds left to go after a little bit of a clock malfunction. Hardy picks it up, 14 seconds left. Hardy now over to Binkley. 8 seconds left. Binkley got to do something with it. Goulbourne's in his face. And a shot to the basket and laid up and in by Holtzclaw. What an amazing recovery by Dawson County. And Holtzclaw with the reverse layup makes it 22-14 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Jason, I think something that Dawson County has been doing a good job. I mentioned this a couple times already. The pace they're playing at, I think, at least in the first half of the first quarter, they were playing a lot faster and much better than Trinity Prep was. I think Trinity Prep definitely stepped it up and started responding to Dawson County's points. And then also, I think the fact that their coach is keeping their subs fresh, I think that's also having an impact. I mean, we've noticed that Trinity Prep hasn't been subbing out their guys. Goulbourne, I think, played that whole first quarter. So that could definitely have a long-term impact.
It was interesting, you know, that's something that it looks like Dawson County has practiced or does enough to where their players are accustomed to it, because when the coach just kind of did this motion with his hand, all 5 guys stood up and ran to the scorer's table. It was just like watching hockey when they change out all their forwards. The guys just go over the boards, and then the old guys come back over the boards and sit down. So Dawson County trying to keep fresh and playing the fast-paced game that they have come to play. And it seems to be working. They're up 22-14 going into the second quarter.
Yeah, and as far as Trinity Prep goes, I think Goulbourne needs to keep getting the good looks that he's been getting himself, but also giving his teammates. And then I think a couple key players that they need to keep going is Stewart, who had a great end of the first quarter there with 2 nice layups, and then as well as a block over there. And then Preston Tuggle as well. I think he had a good first half of the first quarter. And if he can get going, then that'll be a good position.
So we're underway here in the second as Binkley gets the handoff. And a nice floater, but no good as it rolls off the back of the rim. And a foul will be called on Holtzclaw as Tuggle went down to the floor hard. Actually, that's Stewart. So Stewart flips it back over to Joseph Goulbourne. He gives it right back to him. Holtzclaw playing tight defense on Stewart. Back out to the top for Wilson. Now Tuggle ends up with the ball at the top of the key. Poked away by Dawson County. Last touched by Stewart, so the Tigers will get the ball back. 7:22 left to go in the first half. 22-14 your score here from the War Lodge as Dawson County is on top of Trinity Prep. Out to the top, 3-point shot, no good. Offensive rebound taken, and not so sure Tuggle didn't get a hand on it, and we've got a foul called underneath the basket. With 7:05 left to go in the first half, still 22-14. brings the ball up the floor. Now back over to Goulbourne. Sapp gets it back out to Goulbourne. Nice pass inside and a layup by Stewart. A beautiful pass from Goulbourne to Stewart. And it is now 22-16. Three-point shot by Dawson County, no good. Putback attempt, no good either. Another rebound by Dawson County. Now back over to Holtzclaw. Holtzclaw finds Binkley. And Binkley took too many steps with it. So 6:26 left to go in the first half. 22-16 your score. As the Tigers on top of the Lions.
And Chase, Goulbourne, that's exactly what I said he should keep doing, and that's exactly what Trinity Prep needs to keep doing if they want to get back in it, is he got to feed his teammates.
And another look inside by Stewart, who lays it up and in. And don't look now, but Trinity Prep is back in this game with a 22-18 score. Excellent composure by Trinity Prep, getting down early, and Holtzclaw almost with a ridiculous layup, but he will go and shoot two.
And Holtzclaw, a player not afraid to drive to the basket and get it in the basket any way he can. We've seen that a few times already.
So Holtzclaw with a pair. First one is good. So checking in is the number 14 for both teams. That's Gerald's for Trinity Prep and Perry for Dawson County. Holtzclaw's second is good. We're back out to a 6-point lead in favor of the Tigers, 24-18. 6 minutes to go. We've only lost 2 minutes, and a nice steal by Dawson County. Hardy pulls up for a three-point shot. It bounces around and is no good. Perry on the putback. And a good job there on the offensive glass for Lane Perry, the senior forward who stands at 6'4".
And Chase, that's another thing that Dawson County's been doing a good job of, is getting their own rebounds. Perry with the rebound there, and then Mulberry with a couple earlier.
Shot from the free throw line, no good. Offensive rebound was taken by Gerald, but he stepped out of bounds, so Dawson County with the ball and an 8-point lead. 5:30 left to go in the second, 26-18. Your score here from Game 2 with the War Lodge Invitational from Canton, Georgia. Binkley carries the ball up the floor. Kicks it over to Hardy. Hardy drives baseline, reverse layup, no good. Rebound taken by Sapp for Trinity Prep. The Lions come storming back down the floor. Stewart drives the lane, lays it up, no good as it rolls off the front of the iron. Gerald's with the offensive rebound, kicks it over to Stewart, and a beautiful finger roll. A backwards layup as he was facing the wrong direction and still laid it in. Holtzclaw with a nice head fake. He'll move in and lay it off the boards, but it will be no good. And taken by Trinity Prep and laid up and in is Stewart, and it's a 26-22 ball game. Holtzclaw drives the lane, gets it over to Perry. Perry no good on the putback. And Tuggle takes the ball for Trinity Prep. Long three-point shot, no good. As Stewart fired a long-range one, but Tuggle gets underneath and lays it back up and in, so it's a 2-point deficit for Trinity Prep, 26-24.
And this Trinity Prep team is great at getting into the paint and scoring the basket. I mean, any way they can. Three-point shooting is not as much of their forte, but they're really doing a good job inside the paint.
Perry gets it back as he drives in the lane. And a travel by Perry with the jump stop. A little bit too much movement of the feet. So coming in will be Tally. And then we'll see Reed check back in for the Tigers. So a 2-point game after Dawson County started on a huge run. 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter, 26-24. As Trinity Prep looking for their first lead of the game, and they're not going to find it on that three-point shot by Gerald's. Gerald's takes it back out, and his pass will be picked off by Hardy, but Tuggle steals it right back for the Lions. Gerald's gets it at the top of the key over to Goldman. His pass is tipped as Goulbourne loses it. Binkley for three, and it's good. And Dawson County walks it back out to a 5-point lead, 3:20 left to go in the half. And a timeout will be called by the Lions. So with 3:15 left to go in the first half, your score is Dawson County 29, Trinity Prep 24. Will, at one point in time, Trinity Prep was down big, but they have quietly rallied back into this game to get within 2 points. They're down 5 right now, but a great job showing a lot of heart, not getting disheartened and crawling right back into this game.
Yeah, and Chase, we talked about how Trinity Prep had come back from that, and that was getting all those points in the paint. And that 3 by Binkley there was the first 3 of the second quarter for Dawson County. That after scoring 4 in the first quarter, which was really the big storyline for them, that's how they jumped out to their early lead, with Hardy scoring 2 in the first couple minutes, really, of that first quarter.
Yeah, one of the players that I've really enjoyed watching from Dawson County is Holtzclaw. I like the way he attacks the rim and gets underneath down in the paint. A couple of neat layups down underneath, a three-pointer of his own. So Holtzclaw has been a player that we will keep our eye on. He's on the bench right now, but when he comes back out on the floor, he plays with a lot of intensity and plays hard. So we'll come back out of the break, see if Trinity Prep can get their first lead of the game. 3:15 left to go in the first half. They're trailing by 5, so it'll take a couple possessions to do it. 29-24 your score here for the second game at the War Lodge, as the ball was tipped by Hardy. Goulbourne has the ball. Nice pass down to the corner, and getting tripped up and losing control of the basketball will be Stewart. So Dawson County basketball. Binkley brings it down the floor for Dawson. 2:45 left to go in the first half. Hardy with another three-point shot, and he buries it from downtown, 32-24. And Will, just as we thought Trinity Prep was getting back into it, Dawson County gets hot again from three-point range.
And that's exactly what they need to do to stay ahead, and Hardy now 3 for 4 from 3 points.
Ball down in the corner for Sapp, who gives it back to Goulbourne. Goulbourne finds Stewart. Stewart gives it over to Wilson. And Stewart drives the lane, no good. He gets his own rebound, puts his shoulder down and drives to the lane again, and he'll be fouled. So Stewart will shoot a pair from the free throw line. 2:09 left to go in the first half. Dawson County on top of Trinity Prep, 32-24. Second free throw is good. And Perry will check back in for Dawson County as Mulberry will take a break. So with 1 of 2 made, it's 2:06 left to go in the first half. 32-25, Dawson County. Hardy takes the ball beyond the arc, moves off a screen, looks inside, but the pass is not there, as Talley was out of position to receive the pass. 1:56 left to go in the first half. Good pass outside to Sapp. Sapp finally corrals it. Wilson fires up a three-point shot of his own. It bounces around a few times. Nobody has the ball still, and it's finally picked up by Caden Reed. Reed pushes it ahead to Binkley, who pushes the ball into the attacking zone. And a nice move by Reed to lay it up and off the board. So 1:30 left to go in the half. 34-25 your score. Tigers on top of Lions. Steal attempt by Binkley goes awry. Goulbourne has it. He stops, gives it over for a three-point shot by Stewart. No good. Here comes Dawson County. Binkley steps up for a three-point shot of his own. No good. And a foul on Talley as he went over the back trying to get the offensive board. 1:04 left to go in the half. Still 34-25. but Trinity Prep will take over. So one-man pressure, not much of a press for Dawson County, just enough to keep them agitated. Stewart moves off the pick. Now changes direction, gets it out to Wilson. Wilson over to Goulbourne. And in the corner for a three-point shot, no good is Wilson. Offensive rebound by Stewart. Stewart drives the lane and lays it up and in. And an opportunity for a three-point play for Stewart.
Stewart doing a great job of using his height to even get his own rebound sometimes, but he got that rebound, and those handles were really good to get past 2 or 3 defenders there and somehow get the basket.
So a chance to bring it back to within 6. And Stewart converts on the three-point play. 37 seconds left to go in the half. 3-second difference on the shot clock. Holtzclaw fires up a three. It's not even close. Talley with the rebound. He holds on to it, now kicks it back out to Binkley. Binkley fires a three-pointer, and it's good! Binkley, big three to make it 37-28. 20 seconds left to go in the first half. Shot clock is off. Goulbourne taking his time, gets it over to the corner for Sapp. Sapp fires up a three of his own. It rolls off the rim, no good. Struggle for the ball, gonna be taken by Binkley. 8 seconds left, tries to push the ball ahead, and it is slapped away by Stewart and pushed into the scorer's table. Great catch by the lady keeping books behind the scorer's table. So Holtzclaw inbounds it to Binkley. 5 seconds left. He's got to get a shot off. Gets it over to Hardy. Hardy gets it off, and time no good as it just barely misses on what would have been a huge three-point shot. But going into the break, your score here from the War Lodge, 37-28. Dawson County on top of Trinity Prep. Will, what a first half for the Dawson County Tigers.
Yeah, most definitely. I think the story of this game so far has been points in the paint versus points beyond the arc. Points in the paint being the Trinity Prep team. They've just been doing a fantastic job. I mean, you got Goulbourne and Stewart, who just been having good look after good look and capitalizing on almost all of them. And then as far as three-point shooting goes, Dawson County's just been doing a phenomenal job. They scored 4 in the first quarter, 3 in the second quarter. Binkley having 2 in the second quarter. So, I mean, they're really just doing great.
So we will be right back after a short break. Your score at the end of the first half, 37-28 in favor of Dawson County. I am Chase Schaefer here on Chiefs TV, and joining me is Will Hogendijk, and we will be right back on the other side of the break. Thank you for tuning in to the War Lodge Invitational. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of Game 2 here at the War Lodge Invitational. I am Chase Schaefer, and joining me in the booth is Will Hogendijk. Dawson County on top of Trinity Prep, 37-28 at the moment. Will, Dawson County came out of the gate firing on all cylinders, hit some big threes, and walked it out to a gigantic lead. And then the rest of the game up until almost 2 or 3 minutes before halftime was Trinity Prep clawing their way back into it. And then when we got down the final stretch of the second quarter, Dawson County put their foot back on the gas, and now they're up by 9 again.
Yeah, threes certainly have been what Dawson County's been going to get back their points. And I think Trinity Prep's been doing a good job of sort of staying with this Dawson County team. They're down by a little bit here, but they're definitely not out of it. They're definitely going to have to keep working hard. Dawson County does have a lot more subs, so these guys on Trinity Prep may be a little more tired in the second half. That'll be something we'll be looking for, but I think they're still very capable.
So we get ready to get underway here in the second half. It will be Trinity Prep ball to start with. And we're underway. Inbound pass to Stewart. Gives it over to Goulbourne. Goulbourne trapped at half court, gets the ball out, but it's tipped. And a nice turnover created by Lane Perry. And driving inside and laying it up and in will be Reed. So Dawsonville picking up where they left off. 30 seconds in, and it's 39-28 in favor of the team from Dawsonville. Stewart fires up a three-point shot of his own. That shot has not been working for Trinity Prep tonight, as they have not been hitting many long-range shots. But a nice move to the basket and an offensive foul on Stewart as he goes to the lane a little too hard. So 7:17 to go in the third quarter, not even a minute into the second half. And Stewart has picked up an offensive foul. Inside look poked away by Goulbourne, but it will stay Dawson County basketball.
And Chase, remember, fouls were a problem that we saw with both teams in the first quarter. Trinity Prep had 7, and they got, or Dawson County was able to get in the bonus with still a couple minutes left. But even Dawson County was 1 away from getting in the bonus as well.
Three in the key on Dawson County. Will give the ball back to Trinity Prep. Stewart taking his time getting the ball up the floor. Now he'll pick up the pace a little bit. Gets it over to Wilson. Wilson fires a three-point shot that is not even on the same planet as the rim. And here comes Dawson County again. Binkley pushes the ball up the floor. A big swat away, but it's after the whistle. And Wilson will pick up a foul for Trinity Prep. Nice pass inside, but a big block by Tuggle. The second putback attempt is good by Mulberry. Tuggle with a big block, but Mulberry not giving up on the play and putting his second attempt back up and in the basket. Pass is tipped away. And another turnover for Trinity Prep. 41-28 your score. 6:20 left to go in the third. Dawson County on top of Trinity Prep. A long three-point shot is buried by Caden Reed. So the sophomore guard fires a long-distance three-point shot, and Trinity Prep wants to take a timeout to talk about it.
And Reed with 5 points already just within a minute, or a couple minutes, that is.
So Dawson County comes out of the locker room carrying the same momentum that they took into it. Will, got to wonder if Trinity Prep's going to be able to crawl back into this one. We saw them have a big deficit early on in the game. They were able to recover, mount a comeback, and get back to within 2, but they're going to need more of the same that they had in the first half in order to make up the deficit here.
Yeah, and Chase, this game is shaping up similar to how the girls' one was going, where the leads aren't getting huge, but also either team, it's still either team's game. I mean, obviously, Dawson County is probably the more dominant team right now, but Trinity Prep is still in it, and they can get back in it.
Yeah, they have the athleticism to get back for the Tigers. As we come out of the timeout, 6:10 left to go. pretty decent-sized Dawson County contingent here in the War Lodge. I want to thank them for coming out. And if you didn't come out and you are joining us on Chiefs TV, we thank you for tuning in as well. Your support is always appreciated. Inbound pass finds its way to Stewart. Stewart now back over to Goulbourne, who gets it back to Wilson. Wilson to Goulbourne. 15 seconds still on the shot clock. Tuggle pulls up off the front of the rim, goes that one, no good. Offensive rebound by Stewart, and he puts it in the net. And it is a 14-point game. Dawson County 44, Trinity Prep 30. Head fake and the dribble goes off of Reed's foot. Little pandemonium ensues. Hardy gets a good look at a three-point shot, no good, as it is knocked out of bounds and will stay Dawson County basketball. So after a little conversating, that call will go the other way as it went off of one of the Dawson County players. 5:25 to go in the third, 44-30. Wilson. Defense collapsed down on him. He got it out to Goulbourne. Goulbourne going to go baseline, lays it up and in. And a nice move by Goulbourne, and it is a 12-point ball game. 5:10 left to go in the third. Inside pass, no good, and a turnover taken by Stewart. Stewart in a track meet. Nice turnaround move, and he lays it up and in. So it is back to being a 10-point game. Will, we just talked about it. All it takes is a little momentum shift, and Trinity Prep can crawl back into it.
Yeah, and back-to-back flashy layups by Stewart and Goulbourne will put Trinity Prep back in it.
Hardy no good on a three-point shot. Inside look gets down to Perry. And a three-pointer fired up and good by Binkley. So Binkley pushes it back out to a 13-point game. 4:30 left to go in the third. And Stewart gets tangled up in the lane. He'll go to the free throw line. (47-34), 4:22 left to go in the third. So the first free throw is good. Stewart looking to convert on the second. He does. It's back to an 11-point ball game, 47-36. Inbound pass to Binkley. Binkley being shadowed by Wilson. Now gets it back over to Reed. Reed finds Holtzclaw. Binkley fires up another three-point shot, no good. Nice save. Holtzclaw's pass, though, call. So a three-point chance for Goulbourne. And we're back to within single digits as it's 47-38. It's a 9-point game here from game 2 of the War Lodge Invitational.
And Chase, with Holtzclaw back in the game, we both mentioned in the first half how he was definitely a player to look forward to, and I think he's a big playmaker on this Dawson County team, so he's the one that they're going to look to really extend this lead.
So the and one attempt, no good. 47-38 your score. Dawson County still up by 9. Turnover, Tuggle takes it. He'll try to go to the basket, and he is tripped up by Tristan Talley. Wilson will inbound it. Gets it over to Stewart, who gives it back to Goulbourne. Goulbourne takes a shot at a long three, no good. As the three-point shot still not falling for Trinity Prep.
Yeah, and they haven't been falling all game. Goulbourne's attempted, I think, 3 or 4, and none of them have fallen yet.
Holtzclaw loses the basketball for a second and tries to complete a pass, but it goes off the foot of Goulbourne. Holtzclaw gets it into Reed. Reed over to Parker. Parker tries to drive, It's not there, and a travel by Parker will turn the ball back over to Trinity Prep.
Turnover is starting to be a problem here for Dawson County. Have held them back from scoring some points, and Trinity Prep so far hasn't been able to take much advantage of it.
Wilborn with a miss. Here comes Dawson County. Parker loses the basketball, picks it back up. Gets it ahead to Tally. Tally looks inside. It's not there. He puts the shoulder down, but the shot is no good. As Sapp pulled the rebound back, and here comes Trinity Prep, laid up and in by Tuggle. So it's 47-40, 2:40 left to go. In the third quarter, we saw this in the first half. Trinity Prep got down big, and the rest of the half was spent trying to make the deficit up. Three-point shot by Binkley, no good, and poked out of bounds. Trying to get the rebound is Mulberry. So Trinity Prep will take back over. 2:28 left to go in the third. Wilborn finds Tuggle. Tuggle shoots it from just inside free throw range. No good. And the ball pushed out of bounds. As they say, it went off of Daniel Sapp. Not Daniel Sapp. He plays for the team that still has the ball. Inbound pass over to Stewart. So it went off of Dawson County. 2:10 left to go in the third quarter. Wilson gets the ball. Big pressure by Dawson County, forces a turnover, and they turn the ball right back over, but we've got a whistle. .203 left to go in the third, 47-40. And an inbound pass makes its way back over to Mulberry, who drives the lane, lays it up, no good. Tuggle over to Wilson. Holtzclaw playing tight defense on Wilson. He drives the lane and just lays it up and in. And it is 47-42, a 5-point ball game.
And Chase, that was a little shot that was similar to, I think we saw Caden Reed do in the first half, where he faked out the defender, looked like he was going for a layup, and then just had a little floater over the defender's head.
Parker into the lane, not so sure somebody didn't get a hand on that one, but here comes Tuggle. He's gonna try and split the defense, and he does as he lays it up and in. And don't look now, but here comes Trinity Prep, and Dawson County wants to talk about it. 47-44. Will, we talked about it. It's just like the first half of this game. Dawson County creates a big lead. Trinity Prep reels them right back in. 1:20 left to go. 47-44 in the third quarter.
Yeah, Chase, and Tuggle, Goldborn, and Stewart they just have those layups down. They can make them from any place on the glass. They're really doing a good job.
So let's go ahead and give it over to some of our sponsors really quick. We've only got 30 seconds, so go ahead and run through them, Will.
All right, at our gold level, we have Beto's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. At our gray level, we have at our gray level, we have Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Insight Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue, and then lastly, at our white level, we have Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas.
So back out of the timeout, 1:15 left to go in the third quarter. It's a 3-point ball game. Holtzclaw gives it back out to Hardy. Hardy looks inside, steps back, and the ball is stolen by Goldborn, and a foul on Hardy. So 1:05 left to go in the third quarter. Inbound pass given over to Goldborn. Goldborn gets it back, one-on-one with Holtzclaw. Now over for a three-point shot that is no good, and Gerald's tried to convert on the three-pointer and can't do it. Trinity Prep just having a terrible time from beyond the arc today. Inside a minute to go and getting tied up. Was Hardy, and he draws the foul. Ball over to Binkley, who fires up a long two-point shot, but it is no good. It'll go back the other way. 33.6 seconds left to go in the third. Shot clock is now dead. 47-44. Trinity Prep can tie it up with a three-point shot. But they have not been able to get anything going from beyond the arc this afternoon here in Cherokee County. Sapp gets it over to Stewart. Stewart goes by Holtzclaw, a little contact, but no foul called. Deep three-point shot by Goulbourne, no good. 5 seconds left to go. Dawson with an opportunity to get a shot off before the buzzer. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. The shot is up, no good. So at the end of three, your score is 47-44 in favor of the Dawson County Tigers. But don't look now, Trinity Prep has made it a three-point ball game going into the final frame of this tilt here at the War Lodge Invitational.
And Chase, speaking of three-pointers, you had mentioned how Trinity Prep has had a difficult time out beyond the arc this game, and I definitely agree with you. I don't think they've made any three-pointers really at all. Goulbourne's attempted a few, but none of them have fallen. And I think if they can create more chances in the paint where they know they're going to score the points, then they can really pull ahead and maybe tie it up and start to gain the lead. And on the flip side of that, I think if Dawson County can stop those points by Trinity Prep in the paint and then capitalize on their own points in the paint, then they're really going to be able to extend their lead a bit in this fourth quarter.
So, Will, going into the fourth quarter, this will be your last game with us today. Young Will has a day job. Other than being a student, he has to go work at Chick-fil-A and provide that excellent customer service that they are so famous for. So, Will, thank you so much for hanging out with us for the first two games of the War Lodge Invitational here at Sequoia High School this morning.
It's been my pleasure, Chase.
As it always is, you will get to see Will plenty more on Chiefs TV this year, a few more home games as we start getting into the meat of the season here in Georgia high school basketball. We're underway for the fourth quarter, 47-44. Hardy takes the pass, now gets it back over to Reed. Reed gives it back to Hardy. Hardy inside look to Mulberry, who's surrounded, has to get it back out to Binkley. Didn't see the signal from the official. Perhaps a three in the key, but 7:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. Lions basketball. Good pass inside to Sapp, and a big block by Trey Hardy. So Trey Hardy coming through in a big moment when Trinity Prep was trying to make it a one-point ball game. Now back out to the top for Stewart. Stewart drives in the lane and gets an offensive foul as he gave the arm check to Caden Reed and knocked him down. So we're 30 seconds in, still a three-point ball game, 47-44 in favor of Dawson County. Driving to the lane, no good on the layup attempt as Binkley. Put back is good by Lane Perry. And it's back to a 5-point lead for Dawson County. Tuggle with the ball, looks inside for Sapp. Sapp loses it, and a turnover forced by Dawson County. A costly turnover at that. Chance to walk the lead back out for Dawson County. Hardy gives it back over to Binkley. Binkley looks inside. He gives it to Mulberry. Mulberry turnaround jumper, no good. And the rebound taken by Goulbourne. Goulbourne, nice inside pass to Stewart, who lays it up. It's no good, and the defensive rebound taken by Perry. Binkley gets it out to Hardy, who launches a three-point shot, no good, off the side of the rim. Coming up on 2 minutes gone in the fourth quarter, and a travel as Christopher Gerald's walked with the ball, they say. 49-44 your score here from Game 2 of the War Lodge Invitational. You're joining us live on Chiefs TV. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Will Hogendijk, as we're looking to see if Trinity Prep can get over the hump They fall down big and then get back in the game, and then they go back down to a big lead again and then come back in the game. Seems to be the theme of the game for them. Big steal by Stewart as Stewart lays it up and in, and now we're back to within 3 points. Key to the game has been Dawson County's three-point shooting and Trinity Prep's lack thereof. But Trinity Prep playing a much better inside game, but a costly turnover there with 5:37 left to go in the fourth quarter. A chance to tie it up for Trinity Prep, as checking into the ballgame for the Lions will be Michael Gentile and Xander Wilson.
And Chase, three-point shooting certainly has been what's been getting Dawson County the points, but they only had 2 3-pointers last quarter. In the second, they had 3, and in the first, they had 4, so it's been decreasing every time. If they can up that number, then they can certainly pull ahead.
Tuggle in the paint, has to kick it back out to Wilson. Wilson drives the lane, and his pass is taken away as it goes off Holtzclaw. Binkley pushes it ahead to Reed. Reed lays it up and in, and it's 51-46. 5:12 left to go in the fourth quarter. Dawson County done a good job of keeping the Lions at arm's length for the entirety of the game. As Trinity Prep has not led at any point in this game yet. Fourth quarter would be a good time to get their first lead. Down low for Gentile. Gentile's shot rolls off the front of the rim, no good. 4:50 left to go in the fourth. Here comes Dawson County. Holtzclaw with a big three-point shot, no good as it goes off the rim. Contact in the paint, picked up by Dawson County. Looking back inside is Mulberry. Mulberry gets it out to Binkley. Binkley gets it to Reed. Reed covered by Stewart. Now back out to Binkley. Binkley looks inside for Perry, and Lane Perry puts it up and in. So 4:23 left to go, 53-46, courtesy the layup of the senior Perry. Driving in the lane and teardropping it in is Stewart. And we're back to a 53-48 ball game. Holtzclaw going to drive in and lay it off the glass and in. 55-48. And the pace of this game has started to pick up. 4:05 left to go in the ball game. Both teams starting to track meet each other here in the last minute of the game. Big three-point shot by Stewart, and he knocks it down.
Chase, I think that might be the first three-pointer that Trinity Prep's made all day.
That's quite a time to make it in the fourth quarter, 55-51. If they can start getting hot from beyond the arc, that could spell trouble for Dawson County. Another turnover, track meet, and laid up and in by Goulbourne. It's a two-point ball game, 55-53. 3:34 left to go in the fourth quarter. Trinity Prep trailing by 2 points. It's their slimmest lead. It's their slimmest deficit since the game started. Perry puts one up, no good. He gets his own rebound and puts it up again, no good. A big miss there by Dawson County and a chance to tie it up for Trinity Prep. Stewart's got the ball, gets it over to Wilson. Wilson's trapped. And a timeout called as Wilson was trapped on the perimeter of the court. So we got a timeout here by the Trinity Prep Lions. They are trailing 55-53. Will, they are back in this ball game.
Yeah, Chase, it's shaping up just like the girls' game. Both teams realizing that it's still anybody's game and that if they're going to win it, this is the quarter to do it.
So a big finish coming up here from game 2 at the War Lodge Classic. Plenty of basketball left where this came from. We've got 5 more games after this one, so some good basketball on tap here on Chiefs TV. I want to thank you for joining us here on Chiefs TV. I'm Chase Schaefer, Will Hogendijk in the booth with me. We've seen 2 good games so far, so hopefully the rest of them will be good down the stretch as well. It seems like they've made some pretty good pairings when they schedule these games here in Canton, Georgia. I want to thank everybody for joining us live on Chiefs TV. A pretty good contingent of Dawson County fans here in the War Lodge as we get ready to come back out of the timeout. Wilson will inbound the ball for Trinity Prep. Gets it out to Stewart. Stewart steps up for another three-point shot. And the first lead of the game for Trinity Prep comes at 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, and they are up by 1.
And Chase, just like you had said, Stewart could not have chosen a better time to make his 2 threes.
Hardy for 3, no good as it clangs off the side of the iron. Put back up, nice steal by Tuggle. Tuggle, a big defensive play, and he'll slow things down and give it back to Stewart. Trinity Prep with a chance to build on the lead. Stewart hit 2 huge three-point shots for the Lions. Now he gets it back out to Wilson. Wilson looks low to Stewart. Big jump to go up and get the basketball by Stewart. Stewart, can he go 3 for 3? No, he can't. Offensive rebound by Wilson for the Lions. Almost losing the ball is Stewart, and it goes off the foot of Binkley and rolls out of bounds. Correction, that was Reed on defense. 56-55, 2:22 left to go in the ball game. Goulbourne calls for a pick. It comes from Sapp. Goulbourne steps up, gives it over to Stewart. Stewart for 3, and he buries it from deep. 3 for 4 on three-pointers in the corner. 59-55. Trinity Prep with their biggest lead of the game. 2:05 left to go. Hardy picks up his dribble. Gets it up to Binkley. Under 2 minutes to go. Binkley looks inside and turns the ball over, but they call a kickball on Wilson. So Dawson County holds on to it. They are trailing by 4, the first time in the ball game that they have trailed. 1:50 left to go in the final frame of regulation. A big comeback this would be for Trinity Prep. Hardy head fakes and looks to go inside. No good, he's fouled. So the second foul of the quarter will be taken in from the side by Dawson County.
And Chase, I just want to give credit to whom credit's due here. Tuggle has come up with a couple really big steals down in the paint to give Trinity Prep possession.
Speaking of Tuggle, he picks up the basketball and a foul as he is knocked down by Perry. So Tuggle with the steal and drawing the foul on the big man. 1:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. A chance now for Trinity Prep to start building on that lead. They were down the whole game with some huge deficits, managed to get back into it and make it a 4-point lead, 59-55. We will know in 90 seconds who's going to come away with this victorious. Inside to Tuggle. Tuggle drives in, and it's good. 6-point lead for the Lions. 1:15 left to go. Hardy driving the lane, lays it up and in, and a chance for a 3-point play with 1:12 left to go.
And Chase, if Dawson County wants to get back in this, they're going to have to rely on their 3-ball, something that's been so clutch all game, but they haven't made any yet in this fourth quarter. So now is the time.
So 1:12 left to go in the fourth quarter, and Hardy with a chance to convert the 3-point play. If he can convert, they're one possession away from tying it back up. He doesn't. It's still a 4-point deficit. And the ball last touched by Dawson County. So the Lions keep the basketball. They'll take it out from right in front of the scorer's table. Pass back deep to Stewart. He gives it to Goulbourne. He gives it right back to Wilson. Tight defense being played on Wilson. Gets it down to the corner for Sapp. Sapp now back out to Goulbourne. Goulbourne drives, gets it to Stewart. Stewart goes up and lays it in. Under a minute to go. 63-57 Trinity Prep. Here comes Binkley. Ball now back over to the opposite side of the court. And stolen by Goulbourne. 35 seconds left to go. And a 6-point lead inside for Sapp. Sapp gets it back and laid up and in by Tuggle, and it's good. Timeout called by Dawson County as Trinity Prep has stepped on the gas late in the fourth quarter. 24.7 seconds left to go. Will Trinity Prep showing some huge heart here in this game?
Absolutely. They've only had the lead for about 3 minutes of this entire game, but it's the 3 minutes that matter most. And I just wanted to give a shout out to them because their defense has been absolutely locked down. They have not let Dawson County get any looks in this last couple minutes. I mean, they've had a layup, and that's about it.
Yeah, you mentioned Stewart and Tuggle earlier. Stewart, the one scoring some huge three-point shots. He went 3 for 4 in the fourth quarter to get him back into it. And Preston Tuggle, number 11, doing a fantastic job of causing havoc on the defensive side of the floor, creating some huge turnovers for Trinity Prep. And Trinity Prep, after being down the entire game, pulls ahead with 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter and hasn't relinquished the lead. They are up by 8 points.
And Chase, it's hard to believe that Preston Tugg was only a freshman, so there's definitely a lot to look forward to. I definitely see him as a future leader of this team.
So 24 seconds left as Dawson County will inbound the basketball. Binkley brings it up the floor. He's just going to have to start raining three-point shots, but he'll drive to the basket. He lays it up and in, and that's a good place to start. So a timeout by Dawson County and a 6-point lead with 16 seconds left to go. 65-59 your score as the Trinity Prep Lions have come out of nowhere, and it looks like they're about to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
And Chase, we just got to talk about again Stewart's 3 for 4 3-point shooting. And not only was that in the fourth quarter, that was in the span of about a minute and 30 seconds. How quick he did that was so key into getting Trinity Prep in the lead.
Well, you know, it goes to talk about the emotional state of this team, too. They have been down the entire game, has some really big deficits, and have battled back each and every time, have overcome adversity. You know, that's a well-coached ball team right there, and you have to give a shout-out to the coaching staff for helping keep those kids mentally tough and giving them the mental tools that they need to compete as well as the physical. Ball taken by Stewart. Stewart going to try and run out the clock. And Trinity Prep doing a great job playing keep away. 8 seconds left to go in the ballgame. Now over to Stewart, and he's finally fouled with 4.5 seconds left to go in the ballgame.
And Chase, not only that, but also the stamina of these Trinity Prep players. Most of them have been in all game. They only have 3 subs, whereas Dawson County, they have a whole other line and then some.
Inbound pass taken by Stewart. 2 seconds left, and he'll be fouled again. So 1.7 seconds left to go. Dawson County not even close to being in the bonus yet. Inbound pass taken by Goulbourne, and that's the game. A big come-from-behind victory for the Trinity Prep Lions. Your final score, 65-59. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back, and we will be bringing you the Walton versus West Forsyth varsity girls basketball game. That's the conclusion of game 2 here from the War Lodge. Your final score, Trinity Prep 65, Dawson County 59. Will, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you at the next home game.
Sounds good, Chase.
And we'll be right back after a short break as Max Swain will join me in the booth for the remainder of the day. Thank you for joining us live on ChiefsTV.org, and we will see you on the other side of the break where we will bring you Walton versus West Forsyth varsity girls basketball.